Right now, as you watch this, somewhere in your city a traffic light is changing color with nobody underneath it. A pump is quietly pushing water uphill. A reactor is being kept cool by a person who will never go home. We don't notice any of it until it stops. So let's run an experiment. Not a death, not a disaster, just a vanishing. Every single human being on Earth disappears in the same instant. No bodies. No goodbye. 8 billion people, gone. The lights are still on. The engines are still running. But there is nobody left to mind them. The question is simple, and the answer is stranger than you'd think. How long until there is no trace we were ever here? Trouble starts almost immediately, and it starts with electricity. Most people imagine the power grid as something that just runs. It isn't. It's a machine that thousands of people hold together by hand, every hour of every day, feeding it fuel, feeding it attention. Within hours, power stations that need a constant supply of fuel start to choke. Coal runs out on the conveyor. Gas plants trip offline. One by one, across the whole planet, the lights begin to go out, not with a dramatic bang, but like a city slowly closing its eyes. Few systems hang on longer. Wind turbines keep spinning until a fault stops them. Some dams keep generating for weeks. But the grid is all connected, and a grid with no one balancing it tears itself apart. Within days, most of the world is dark for the first time in over a century. Then comes the water, and this is where it gets strange. Cities are not really sitting on the ground. They are floating on it. Under New York, pumps push out around 13 million gallons of groundwater every single day, just to stop the subway tunnels from filling up, switch off the people, and within about a day and a half those tunnels begin to flood. Within weeks, the subway becomes an underground river. The streets above start to sag and crack as the ground beneath them turns soft. All over the world, the same thing happens underground, quietly, in the dark, where there is no one left to see it. Now, what about everything we left behind that's alive? Start with the animals closest to us. Most house pets are in trouble. A dog trapped behind a door will not last long. But a dog that gets out. Within a generation or two, packs of feral dogs are roaming the empty streets. The small, helpless breeds we bred for our laps quietly vanish from the gene pool. Cats do better. They were never really tame. Billions of them spread out and go back to being what they always were, small, patient killers. Here's the twist nobody expects. The cockroaches and the rats, the creatures we assume will inherit the earth, actually struggle. In cold cities, roaches only survive because we heat our buildings. Cut the heat, and the first hard winter wipes out populations that lived on our warmth and our garbage for generations. Wait a year, and the green things move in. Seeds blow into cracks in the pavement. Roots pry the concrete apart. Water gets into every gap, freezes, expands, and splits the surface open from the inside. We already know exactly what this looks like, because it has already happened, in one real place. 1986, the city of Pripyat in Ukraine was abandoned in a single afternoon after the Chernobyl disaster. 50,000 people walked out and never came back. Today it is a forest. Trees grow through apartment floors. A Ferris wheel rusts inside what used to be a town square. Nature took less than 40 years to swallow a modern city, and the fires come. With no one to put them out, a single lightning strike in a dry summer is enough. Gas lines rupture. Fuel depots ignite. Entire cities that took a century to build burn down over a few dry seasons, and there is no fire brigade left on Earth to stop them. In a few decades, the houses go. Most of the world lives in homes made of wood, plaster, and good intentions. The moment the roof leaks and no one fixes it, the clock starts. Water rots the timber, mold eats the walls, and the whole thing folds back into the soil it came from. Big buildings hold on longer, but not forever. Steel is strong, but steel rusts. Every skyscraper is in a slow war with water and air, a war it only wins as long as we keep repainting and repairing it. Stop, and the rust never stops. There is one kind of building we should worry about more than the rest. Around the world there are hundreds of nuclear reactors, and almost all of them depend on a steady flow of cooling water and a steady supply of people. Take away the people, and many of them do what Fukushima did, overheat and melt down. For a while, parts of the planet become genuinely dangerous. But here's the surprising part. Radiation fades. Pripyat is the proof. The wild things move back in within years. In a few thousand years, the hot zones cool, and the forests don't care that they ever glowed. Now we leave human time behind. A century on, the bridges start to fall. Great suspension bridges hang on steel cables that we constantly inspect and replace. Left alone, the cables corrode, a single strand snaps, then another, and one quiet morning the whole span drops into the river without a sound that anyone will hear. Skyscrapers go down too. Glass falls first, sheet by sheet. Then the steel skeletons, weakened by a century of rust, begin to lean, and then to fall. The tallest things we ever built come down in a slow, scattered collapse spread across hundreds of years. After all of that, the floods, the forests, the fires, the falling towers, what is actually left? What outlives us? Some of it is exactly what you'd guess. Stone lasts. Mount Rushmore is carved into granite that wears down about an inch every 10,000 years. Those four faces could still be recognizable 7 million years from now, staring out over a continent with nobody left to know whose faces they were. Some of it you would never guess. Plastic. The bottle you drank from this morning may not fully disappear for centuries, breaking instead into smaller and smaller pieces that work their way into the rock itself. Millions of years from now, a thin, strange layer of plastic and concrete and scattered radiation will sit pressed inside the stone, a fingerprint on the planet, marked, humans were here. The longest-lasting things we ever made aren't on Earth at all. On the Moon there is no wind, no rain, no weather of any kind. The footprints the astronauts left in the dust have nothing to erase them. They could survive for millions of years, long after the last building on Earth has crumbled, a single human bootprint still sitting, perfectly sharp, in the grey dust of another world. Further out, two small spacecraft called the Voyager probes are drifting between the stars, carrying a golden record of who we were. They will keep going, silent and intact, long after the sun itself has swallowed the Earth. And in every direction, expanding at the speed of light, is a bubble of our old radio and television signals, the faint electric echo of everything we ever broadcast, rushing out into a universe that may never be listening. It's the part that stays with you. We think of our cities, our monuments, our whole civilization as permanent, as the thing the world is now built around. It isn't. The Earth ran for 4.5 billion years without us, and it would barely notice us leave. Within a few centuries, almost everything we made would be gone or buried. The planet would not mourn. It would simply exhale and grow green again. What survives isn't the things we were proud of. Not the skylines, not the empires, not the names. What survives is a thin chemical stain in the rock, a few footprints on a dead moon, and a whisper of old radio drifting between the stars. That's the trace. That's all of it. And maybe that's enough, because it means we were here. Quietly, briefly, against very long odds. At least once.